hello to you and welcome to the Ingles table. I'm Erin along with Kelli and we're from the Southern table.
And we are thrilled to be cooking up a no-bake cheesecake recipe for y'all today. These are lemon raspberry mini cheesecakes.
Yum.
And they're delightful.
And you had me at no bake. That's what I love about this. There's several steps, but it is easy. Even if you don't bake, you can do this.
Yes, these come together in no time, and then you just refrigerate. You can make beforehand and then serve them up the next day.
You made extra for taste testing, right?
Listen, girl, we're gonna eat these today. These are so good. Let's get started on the crust. We have already dropped in here some graham cracker crumbs, about 1.5 cups of those, a full stick of butter. We go big on the butter around here.
We may have added a little extra than that.
A little
on this
extra.
one.
And then 1/2 cup of sugar, and we've stirred that all together.
That's so easy.
To create a beautiful crust.
Yes, and you'll see kind of how it comes together here.
Doesn't it smell good?
Yum.
That
I could
alone,
just eat that.
I know,
yes.
that alone would be delightful. And I love using these mini cupcake liners to just throw right into your muffin tin. That way at the end, after you have chilled these and they're ready to serve, you can tear those right out and they serve up beautifully.
It makes the shape stay perfectly. I love that.
Does. Okay, let's get started, girl.
Let's do it.
We're
Okay, we each have a spoon.
We
yes.
each have a spoon. You're gonna put about 2 teaspoons or so of those in each little muffin tin.
This would be fun to make with the kids too.
Absolutely. And these, again, can be made ahead of time.
Right.
We love recipes you can make ahead of time.
Absolutely.
They make life so easy if you're hosting a party. And these are one of
we
the
have to max out our time. We're busy with those kids, yes.
And use the back side of your spoon just to flatten those right in there.
Oh my gosh, that makes it so easy, like a little cup.
A little cup, exactly. So we're gonna continue this process and fill these up. And when we come back, we're gonna start on the filling. It's delightful. Stay with us.
And while our graham cracker crust has been setting up, we have been prepping for the delicious filling for these cheesecakes.
And this comes together and it is so delightful. You have a little bit of the tangy from the lemon, a little bit of the sweet from the raspberry. It's so good.
Yum.
So we've started with our filling and we have 1 cube of your cream cheese
just
already softened
Yep.
up and ready to go right inside there.
And then of course lots of sugar for you. I think this is what, 1/4 cup,
You
maybe a
got
little
it.
bit more. We'll mix that in.
And 1/4 cup of the lemon juice. And by the way, we're using some old dishes because we just think it's more fun
Aren't
to
they
cook
pretty?
with pretty
I love
things,
them.
right?
Makes me feel like I'm baking, even though this is
I
a
know.
no-bake recipe.
I know, right?
And then we have some vanilla that we're going to put in there.
And here comes the fun with a little lemon
Look
zest.
how fancy. You're zesting a lemon.
This is so yummy. Some people skip this step. If you're not a big lemon zest person, you can skip this step altogether. I really do think it just
can already smell the citrus.
adds
Yes.
a brightness to this recipe that you're going to love.
Yum.
Okay, then after this, we're going to start stirring.
Okay.
You can mix this with a mixer if you
those out of the
want,
way.
or you can just use a hand mixer. I'm splashing it
It's all right.
everywhere, but the more the merrier. You're just going to keep stirring. This will be one of those things you'll kind of see it starting to thicken up as you go.
Already, yes.
Keep going.
It smells delightful.
Doesn't it
I can smell the
so
vanilla
good?
and the citrus already. I
know.
can only imagine with that sweetness of the raspberries.
This is such a fresh and yummy
Yum.
recipe. So we're going to keep stirring, and then we're going to fold in some heavy whipping cream.
Okay.
And this really
I'll hold
gives
this
it
just-
that consistency of your cheesecake
Right.
filling. Just about 1/2 cup of the heavy whipping cream.
A little bit at a time.
I'm going to use a little now and stir, stir, stir. And again, if you want to use a blender on this or a hand mixer.
But we like some good old elbow grease.
I mean, this is a good little workout,
Yes.
right? Just keep going. And you'll notice when it starts to smooth, and it's starting to smooth
It
out
already
now.
is, yeah.
But it really brings those flavors together. A little bit more of this.
Do you want me to take a turn?
I do.
Give you a break?
I want to see. I want to see these muscles at work.
You know,
here.
this is my weakness.
You love language.
We might be here all day.
Exactly,
Just
but
kidding.
that's okay. If you want to add more of the
Yeah.
zest too, I'm a huge fan of the zest. So
Yum.
add it in there. and
I
it
am
just
too. It
brightens up
smells
the flavor.
great.
You will notice when this starts to give you that consistency of a true cheesecake, and it takes a couple of minutes, but it's well worth it. And it starts coming together.
She's
so
like, you're not
beautifully.
working fast enough. I'm about
Girl,
to
I
take
think
this
you're doing a
whisk
great
back.
job. You are doing a great job.
Okay.
Next up, we're going to add this to our muffin cups right on top.
Grab those actually.
And then
Grab
comes the
those
fun part.
out of the
This
refrigerator.
looks really good. Most lumps will be out. If you're one of those perfectionists, you can keep stirring as long as you want. We're okay with a couple lumps in there.
Imperfections,
Just
yes.
a little bit. We're going to grab our spoons. I'll give you this one.
Thank you, dear.
And then you're going to add these to the muffin cups.
Easy.
Just right on top.
Okay.
And you can fill those up a little over halfway full.
Okay.
Typically, you're going to use about 1.5 tablespoons
Gotcha.
to 2 tablespoons. depending on how full you want those.
Got all quiet. I'm trying to concentrate here.
You're doing such a good job, Erin. And this, again, can be really fun to do with the kiddos.
My
Bring
goodness,
them
yes.
in. Mommy-daughter cooking day. This would be fun. We're going to just fill a couple of these and finish these off, but we want to show you the top that really makes these come alive. And it is the raspberry puree.
Okay, yeah, let's mix that in. I'm excited for that part.
For the raspberry puree, we literally just took some fresh raspberries, put them in a saucepan on top of the stove, added just a little bit of sugar, a little bit of lemon juice, and that lemon juice really brings that raspberry flavor to the forefront.
Do that over so y'all can see her do this, because this is where you get real fancy with the colors.
Fancy part. So you're going to add we've got about a half a cup of the puree here. You can make that ahead of time.
So bright and colorful too.
So bright, smells so great. You're going to add about a teaspoon on top.
Okay.
And I'm going to add a couple to
yours.
Yay,
thank you.
Because I'm going to let you have fun in this little craft. This is like a fun little project.
You can use toothpicks, or we even just grabbed some barbecue skewers we had left over for this next little trick, because that's where the fun part comes in.
That's where the swirl comes in for these, and it makes them so beautiful on top, and you literally just start swirling.
You really can't mess this up.
You can't mess it up, but it turns out so beautifully.
How pretty.
You're gonna swirl those, and you see the white come through. It's mixing in that raspberry flavor that's so delightful.
It's like a little art. The kids would absolutely love making these.
Isn't it beautiful? So we're gonna continue that process on all of them. We're gonna pop these in the fridge for 2 to 4 hours. Again, you can make these ahead of time and do it overnight if you want.
Okay, and we're gonna show you some delicious ways to top them when we come back. Our cheesecakes have finally set up. They're so bright and colorful.
Fun? They just scream warmer weather, and I'm here for it.
And now we just have to top them off with those final touches.
And there's so many fun ways to do this. We love using a little lemon pudding. You can also use vanilla pudding if you don't want too much of that lemon flavor.
I love that tangy flavor.
But it just adds such a pretty,
especially for spring,
touch of color right on the top, and goes with the whole lemon theme, right? And then, of course,
raspberries.
The raspberries.
We've got every raspberry available in the produce department at Ingles Market.
They're so pretty. You can even top it off with a little fresh mint. We've got some of that right here. It looks so beautiful. And even a little fresh lemon, sliced it up.
I'm like, can you hurry up? I'm ready to eat one of these.
Right?
But isn't that so pretty?
It's so
This
fun.
would be beautiful for any spring occasion.
I know, especially like a girls' luncheon, a ladies' luncheon.
Mother's Day.
You need to start hosting these things so I can come
You're
over.
bringing these, right?
I will bring these for sure. Hey, while you're here, make sure you check out all the great recipes on the website.
Yes, and more tips, tricks, and other ideas for you right here.
We'll see you all next time.